Good morning, student. Welcome to the online classes. I Vishal Anand. Today I teach you chapter 7, Jainism and Buddhism in history. Now let's start with this chapter. The first topic is the great teachers. The religion of the early Vedic period based on nature worship was simple and easy to follow. By the end of the later Vedic period, however, religion became complex and difficult. Many evil customs crept into society in the name of religion. Costly sacrifices, superstitious and elaborate and meaningless rituals destroyed the simplicity and appeal of the original religion. The Vedic texts were written in Sanskrit, which the common people could not understand. The Brahmanas explained the text in a manner that increased their own power, wealth and status. The rites and rituals introduced by them led to the exploitation of the common people. Religion became expensive and oppressive. The caste system became rigid. The lower castes, especially the Sudras, were increasingly isolated and persecuted. They were denied the right to study the religious scriptures and were not even allowed to recite Sanskrit hymns. Two great preachers, Vardhaman Mahavira and Gautam Buddha, were born at this time in 16th century BC. Both started reform movement as a reaction to the evil practice prevailing in society in the name of religion. Their teaching led to the emergence of two religious sects, Jainism and Buddhism. Jainism Vardhaman Mahavira. Jainism Vardhaman Mahavir, early life. Vardhaman Mahavira is regarded as the most important teacher of Jainism. Mahavira was the 24th and the last Tirthankara. Tirthankara means teacher of the Jains. He was born in 540 BCE in Kundagram near Vaishali. He was a Kshatriya prince, but he gave up his life of luxury and comfort. At the age of 30, he left him in a search of truth and became an ascetic. Our next topic is search for truth. Mahavira wandered from place to place in search of truth. After about 12 years of penance and meditation, he gained spiritual knowledge. Mahavira became a Jina example, conqueror of self. His philosophy is known as Jainism and his followers are called Jains. Teaching of Mahavira is ahimsa, sacrifices, yagnas, rituals, caste system, God, karma and rebirth. Now we will start with ahimsa. Ahimsa or non-violence is the great teaching of Mahavira. He preached that no one should harm any living creatures, not even insects and plants. Now, next topic is sacrifices, yagnas and rituals. Mahavira did not accept the Vedas and opposed all form of religious rituals and rites. Next topic is caste system. Mahavira believed that all people are equal and did not believe in dividing people into different castes. Next topic is God. Mahavira did not believe in the existence of God, karma and rebirth. A person's soul is reborn and again because of her karma. The highest goal of person's life was to attain moksha. Example, freedom from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Moksha. Moksha could be achieved by following the Triratna, three jewels of Jainism. The three jewels are right knowledge, right belief and right conduct, which includes the practice of ahimsa and hard penance. Subsects of Jainism. When Mahavira died at the age of 72, he had a large number of followers. His followers included Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, the rulers of Magadha. After his death, Jainism was divided into two sects, Digambara and Swetambras. The Digambras, sky-clad, did not wear any clothes and followed the original teaching of Mahavira. The Swetambra, white-clad, wore white clothes and did not believe in hard penance. The Jain monks who lived and worked in the monasteries established by Mahavira helped to spread Jainism to different parts of the country. They preached in the language of the common people. Now, Buddhist Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha's early life. Siddhartha, later known as Gautam Buddha, was born in Lumni near Kapil Vastu. Now, Gautam Buddha was born in Lumni near Kapil Vastu in 567 BCE. Siddhartha was a Kshatriya prince surrounded by the luxurious and pleasure of royal life. He was married to a beautiful princess named Yashodhara and had a son named Rahu. A happy family life and the luxurious of the palace failed to satisfy him. He was restless and detached. Our next topic is search for truth. The four great sites proved to be the turning point in Siddhartha's life. It is believed that once, while he was on an outing in his career, he saw an old man, a sick man, and a dead man. These three sights saddened and disturbed him greatly. Then he saw an ascetic who looked calm and serene, unaffected by the sorrow and misery around him. Siddhartha decided to renounce all worldly ties and go out in search. These three sights saddened and disturbed him greatly. Then he saw an ascetic who looked calm and serene, unaffected by the sorrow and misery around him. Siddhartha decided to renounce all worldly ties and go out in search of answer to the miseries of life and death. One night at the age of 29, while his son and wife were asleep, he quietly slipped out of the house. Breaking all worldly ties, he became an ascetic. For 6 years, Siddhartha wandered from place to place in search of truth. One day, he sat down under a peepal tree in Bodh Gaya and began to meditate. On the 49th day, true light dawned on him. He became the Buddha, the enlightened one. He had last found the cause of human suffering and knew how to overcome it. Now, our next topic is teaching of Buddha. The Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, Ahimsa, Karma, Nirvana, caste system, and God. Now, teaching of Buddha. Buddha religious philosophy is called Buddhism. It is called the middle path because it avoids the extreme austerity of Jainism as well as the extremes of ritualistic Hinduism. The main principles of Buddhism are contained in the Fourth Noble Truth and the Eightfold Path or Asangita Marga. Now, the Four Noble Truth is the world is full of suffering. Second, the cause of suffering is human desire. Third, suffering can be ended by overcoming desires. And fourth is desires can be overcome and freedom from the cycle of birth, death and rebirth can be achieved by Nirvana. The Eightfold Path led to Nirvana. The Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is this. First is right belief, right thought, right speech. Fourth is right action. Fifth, right means of livelihood. Sixth, right effort. Seventh, right memory. Eighth is right meditation. Now, our next point is ahimsa. Buddha preached ahimsa or non-violence. He condemned animal sacrifice. Karma. People's reaction will decide their destiny. Good deeds are rewarded and evil deeds are punished. Nirvana. Buddha strongly condemned the caste system and preached that all people are equal. Caste system. Buddha strongly condemned the caste system and preached that all peoples are equal. Now, God. Our next topic is, and last topic is God. Buddha was silent on the existence of God. He stressed moral values such as honesty, non-violence, obedience, and respect for elders, and kindness to all living beings. Spread of Buddhism. Buddha preached in Pali, which was easily understood by the common people. The simplicity of his teaching and the principle of equality greatly appealed to the people, especially to the traders. Buddhism spread rapidly in India and other foreign countries such as China, Japan, Burma, and other foreign countries. Such as China, Japan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Tibet, he established monasteries and an order of monks called the Sangha. These monasteries became the center of education and learning. Buddhism, like Jainism, was divided into two sects, one is Hinayana and Mahayana. The Hinayana Buddhists considered Buddha as a teacher. The Mahayana Buddhists devoted to ritualism and worship Buddha as God. Buddhism is inspired artists and architects to achieve great height of culture excellence. To help in the development of Buddhist literature, the religious literature of the Buddhist is contained in the Tripitakas and Jatakas. Decline of Buddhism. Our next topic is decline of Buddhism. Buddhism gradually declined in India for the following reasons. Hinduism was reformed and purified. The Gupta king patronized Hinduism. India was invaded by the Huns, who destroyed Buddhist viharas. Buddhism was nearly wiped out from India, but it found wide acceptance outside India and continues to be the main religion of millions of people in Southeast Asia, Tibet, China, and Japan. Our next topic is a comparative study between Jainism and Buddhism. We can discuss about their similarities and differences. Now, the similarities of Buddhism and Jainism is Mahavira and Buddha both started their reform movement as a reaction to the evil practices that were prevalent in society in the name of religion. The Upanishads were the source of their ideas. Their basic concept and ideas were the same. The world is full of misery. A person is born again and again because of his her karma. The highest goal of person's life was the attain moksha, or freedom from cycle of birth and rebirth. They rejected the absolute authority of the Vedas. They ignored the existence of God and opposed all religious rites and rituals. The principle of equality was emphasized by both the upheld moral and ethical value and concept of ahimsa, means non-violence. They preached in language of the common people. Both religions were patronized by the Mauryan rulers. Now their differences. While Buddha was the founder of Buddhism, Jainism was not founded by Mahavira. He was the 24th and the last Tirthankara. Tirthankara means teachers of the Jains. Jainism follows the path of extreme austerity and physical suffering that include death by starvation. Buddhism follow a middle path that rejects severe penance and physical self-torture. The Jain practice an extreme form of ahimsa that forbids the killing of plants, insects and even germs. The Buddhist concept is limited to non-violence toward human beings and animals only. Buddhists do not agree with the Jain that inanimate objects like stone, wood, etc. have life. Now, value and life skills of this chapter is the principle of non-violence is very important in Indian society. Great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi believed in this principle. Now student, this is all for today. Your chapter 7 is completed, and student, you should write important words in your copy and match the following which is given in page number 65. Thank you.